Hey, we're live from the Clinic Performance Method studio down here in the basement of 500 Island Lane. But we are here with a special guest, one of the top Jersey. I'll let you brag about yourself. But Coach David Klemick here in the Pre-Spn studios. Actually, we're in the Clinic Performance Method interview with Alexandria, who I heard about through for a while a little bit. My one of my other athletes, Destin Lasco, who I've had on this show before, he did a good job explaining his approach to the sport and what brought him there and stuff like that. So I'm going to kind of ask you some of the similar questions, and then I'm pretty sure that our viewers, who are all going to be athletes or their parents, we're going to really love to see that angle. And also, I have a lot of nieces and they probably adore you. And I know they do. And my sister who loves you and watched you swim, and said it looked like you swim. It looks like you were put in fast motion, which is funny because sometimes in the workout you look like you're going in slow motion. So, but I just think there's such a cool upside to you. Very tall, slender figure, but powerful. And I think we're going to add to that. So some cool things that we're going to do. But I do with you as an athlete, but I do want to go over what this show is about. So what this show is to talk about our journey, like what got you here and where you think you're going. And then kind of just give it from this perspective. What we're going to do is later is we're going to draw this video in and see when you're at a little bit later and just do your recheck and see where you're at then and where your different approach is now. And so where that kind of navigates to, it all changes. My goals changed as an athlete every month or so, or maybe more. Once I hit a milestone, I was like, now I got to go more. It wasn't like I was like, I'm going to rest on my laurels. I'm cool right here. I remember the first time I dropped under 4.3 in a 40-yard dash. I was like, I want to go faster. Like I keep wanting to go. It's like addictive to get to those numbers. So first things first. Let's just talk about your journey in this way. Tell us how you got into swimming first.
Okay, well, my sisters used to swim, and my dad wanted me to be able to either do gymnastics and swimming. And when I was about 9 or 10, I quit gymnastics to swim because I loved it so much. And I kind of just really wanted to pursue it, and I wanted to do it in college. So I stuck with it, and my dad has always been my coach. So I think that helped me a lot with this process. And I just really love it, and I just want to keep doing it.
And with all that work, you still love it,
Definitely.
right? So it's the traits that I talked to your dad about this a lot. And before you start to come in and train and doing privates and stuff like that, I got to make sure that you're the one that wants it, not your dad. I don't want your dad to want it more than you. I don't want your dad to be the one with the heart. It has to be you. So I made you call me and say you're ready to do it. It's a big commitment, time, money, everything. It takes a lot. Hopefully, at this point, do you think the time that you put in has been worth it? Not with me, but I'm just talking about with in general. All those hours where you could be playing I don't know, video games. What do you do? What do you do? Like what do girls do? You don't play video games, do you?
No, totally hang out with my friends.
Okay. Yeah. So I told you you're gonna take a knock socially to really expand and grow athletically. Right. It's kind of the same thing. So what will your friends be doing? Probably on the beach, doing selfies, whatever they do. I don't know. I don't know. But I know that it's not working so hard that you're passing out. You know what I mean? But there's some great rewards in that. So if you weren't swimming right now, what do you think all your friends are doing that aren't training right now?
Well, I told Lacey the other day, I told her we came to the beach to train. I know a lot of people who just come to the beach just to have fun and take pictures to post on their Instagram, but we came to the beach to train and we worked hard and we want it so much that we would do anything for it. So I think that is kind of like my mentality, and I would do anything for swimming because I want to be that good.
I love this kid. So not a lot more that I could say on top of that I love more about what you're saying, because I think any athlete, if they love to train, they're going to love to compete. Competing is, everyone loves to compete. Let's say, I should say this. It's a little contradictory. If you love to train, you will compete very well. you got to love to train. That's the thing. People don't love that. They love to compete. They love to play. Everybody loves to play on game day or to swim. They love to go do that. I mean, it's a little minus the nerves. It's probably very nerve wracking. But no, everybody likes to train. And what's cool about what you're doing is, and what I'm doing with you guys is that you're not just at practice. I'm actually teaching you how to practice and then taking the next step. So you're talking about layering your work. So like I was always told, well, at least once I got to the NFL level, practice doesn't make perfect, but perfect practice makes perfect. So you have to practice perfect. So it's like my mom is in education, and she will teach you how to study. So you do study, there's better output. You're putting things in front of you that are actually working, and there's metrics that work and numbers, way to use your brain, just like I'm telling you to use your body so that it works. So that when you do your practice, it actually, you get a lot out of it. So I think that's what I'd spend the whole first 15 minutes of every workout, just explaining that portion of it. So from now until, let's say, college, what are your goals? Let me back that up a second. What have you accomplished? What have been your favorite accomplishments thus far?
Well, definitely back in February, I went 55-75 in my 100 butterfly, and I placed third at states, which was definitely one of my best accomplishments so far. And I was really proud of myself because back in November, October, I was injured, and I never really thought that I would be able to get back as well as I did right now. So
That's a pretty cool accomplishment. And what year are you?
I'm a junior.
You're a junior. So you still have your senior year in your art. That's awesome. So from now until whatever college you want to go to, I think once you place that high in a state like New Jersey, you're going to have your kind of your pick of the litter of colleges. What do you want to accomplish before college?
Definitely. I want to win states in the 100 fly, and I just want to be able to lower all of my times, which is definitely a big goal, but I think I can be able to do it.
Awesome. All right. So goal to be the state champ. Any colleges that you kind of particularly like, or you haven't visited any yet?
I definitely, the ones that are on my radar are Bucknell University, George Washington, and Wyoming University, so those are pretty good.
Wyoming.
Yeah.
How did you get to want to go to Wyoming?
Well, they reached out to me and they sent me like a bunch of links to like virtually visit their college, and I really liked it. I like the facilities.
They're the Cowboys, right? The Cowboys. That was my nickname growing up. My pop-up named me Cowboy, so I'm a little particular. I remember that one, and I used to wear Wyoming stuff on the board. Like, you know how you go to the college store on the boardwalk? I always get Wyoming stuff because it said Cowboys. But this is the last thing I'm going to ask you is, what is your ultimate long-term goal? What do you want to do with swimming, and be as imaginative as you want?
One of my biggest goals is definitely maybe to win an NCAA championship in either the 100 fly or the 400 IM. But if I'm not able to do that, then definitely just have fun in college with my swimming and be able to do as best as I can.
I'm going to tell you right now, your legacy that you leave, which already you're starting to create right now, the better you do, the more you push yourself now, the more you accomplish, you can always have a career, and a really good career coaching it too. But I mean, they say, there's a saying that says, if you can't do, teach. And if you can't teach gym. That's what they say. Actually, they said that in the movie. What was the movie called? School of Rock. It was Jack Black said that. And he's actually really funny. And I kind of teach gym, sort of. But no, I'm really proud to start working with you already. I can see your determination in every single workout. We're very diligent. Everything. I mean, you are on your way, and you have habits of people that are highly successful in athletics, and then highly successful in life. I can tell you right now, every one of the lessons I've ever, like life lessons I've ever learned. Sorry, all my teachers, I love you, but all my lessons were learned on the field. It was learned like practicing long-term goals, short-term goals, setting time, being there on time, just putting all this work in. Plus I still haven't missed a workout in probably 30 years. I haven't missed like working out like 3-4 times a week. And sometimes I don't go as hard as I used to, but the lessons I learned, the people that I met, different types of people, different types of cultures, and everything in between you can meet doing sports, and you kind of just gel there. So it's a cool thing, and I can't wait to see what we have in store for you. This is Alexandria Cotter. I can't wait to you guys to see what she becomes after all this. So we're going to come back and check this later. So we're going to take a quick pause right here and then bring up her bestie, Lacey Den, will be up here in about 2 seconds. So we're going to take a quick pause. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're live. So David Klemick and Pre-Spn Studios down doing the Klemick Performance Method show. So I have another one of my athletes here named Lacey Den. I would like to say that we're in the process right now of working with, two of the most focused athletes I have right now. They're all super focused, but you guys, I feel like I can see in your eyes every time you work out, everything that you do. It's kind of like between you and Alexandria, like it's like inspirational to me. It makes me coach better because you guys want it so bad. If I have to push people to be there and I have to kind of provide motivation on top of education, it's kind of stinks. It's fun when you provide your own motivation and I can just kind of educate and let you go do your thing. So it's been really fun to work with you. Had you for a couple weeks, just ran all your test scores the other day, and I get to beat you up on the angle maker and stuff like that. But besides all the training stuff, how have you been and how have you liked this process so far, the whole journey of swimming?
Well, it was a little hard at first, like when I first started my freshman year, because I had to get surgery, and then it was a little difficult to get back into it, but I managed to do it.
What'd you have surgery on?
My foot, because I had extra bones in my feet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they started to bother me.
Was that
summer last year?
Where was the extra bone?
It was right on the top of my foot.
Would it help you swim better?
No.
I think there's some surgeries they could like web your toes and stuff like that and make you swim faster. I don't know why people haven't done that yet. They can do all kind of stuff with surgery now. I have a metal leg basically from the knee down. It's like almost all metal.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you could just web your feet and swim faster. But so Lacey, talk to me about what your favorite accomplishments are in the swimming world up to this far.
I think just being able to get back into the pool after my surgery, because right when I was able to get back in the pool, I just started and I was dropping time. And before that, I was struggling because I started to hit puberty and people started getting faster than me. And I was just kind of staying in the same spot and I was really struggling. I started to become mentally like negative to myself. So I was like, I can't do it. So
yeah, one of my personal, there's no trophy for this. There was nothing but about, no one was writing about this. Maybe somebody did, but my favorite accomplishment personally was me coming back from an injury. It was like, I had all these gifts and then I got them all taken away for me to work myself back. And it actually teaches character too. It's a lot of character. So in the process of what we're doing together and what we're working. And I know I'm taking you away from, whatever you could be doing, going to the beach or hanging out or whatever. But you understand that if you are doing something to be great, your social life will take a hit. Right. So that. We knew that going into it. So how much has it hurt your social life?
It kind of hurt it a little bit because my friends are kind of like Snapchatting me and all that stuff, and I'm like doing other stuff, like my homework, and people are just like, why aren't you answering? And I'm like, well, I'm doing other things that I wasn't able to do before. So
this is one thing. It's kind of a life analogy I like to use. And I used to coach. There was these two camps that were like right next to each other. One was called, I can't remember. Future Stars or something like that. I can't. It was like basically like they're just playing. There's just a bunch of people playing around and just getting babysat. And then there was this group over here that I was working with, and they were sweating their butts off. They were working so hard. They were like, it was horrible. But kids were all lined up to watch our workouts, and they were over there going, oh, they're getting jealous because they know that you're getting an edge, right? So you're getting this edge. So like, I like to do like, this is kind of a problem with my business too. And I, I think if you do well, it'll make me look good, but then I know that you're not going to, if I was you, I wouldn't tell anybody what you're doing. Don't say a word, and just kind of keep it quiet and let you. And then the next time you see them, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, what did you do? Like, what have you been doing? Oh, nothing. I was going to the beach just like you guys, like that. I kind of would keep it more quiet. Me personally, I used to go out at night after practice was over, everyone left, and then I would go run extra sprints. And then, because I didn't want anybody to know that I wasn't as talented as them. I was just like, I want them to think I'm just as talented as them. I just, and I actually overworked it. So I didn't want to, so I remember when I would do extra work and everything, I know people would get really jealous, and then would start to try to find me where I was. And I kept trying to change my location so people couldn't work out with me. But what you guys are doing is, it's seriously, it may hurt your social life, but surely, and I know if people would be very jealous of what you're doing because you're goal oriented, and there's certain things about that as a person that when you're on a path, that you just start to push people you're pushing things out of the way to get where you go, right?
Yeah.
And when you're pushing things out of the way, people are going to either try to catch on board with you and follow your lead, or they're going to go, care what they do. Like, and they're going to try to like tell you that what you're doing is stupid, So just know that while you're doing that, just keep your head down and push and push and push.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you give us a little bit of what you think your goals are from now until you're a sophomore, right?
No, I'm a freshman.
You're a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You'd be going in your sophomore year.
Mm-hmm.
So what are your goals from here until high school's over?
I want to be able to make states for the next 3 years of my high school. And I also want to make junior nationals and then nationals. And then maybe in like the future, I might be able to coach little kids.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome. I think it's one of the most intrinsically valuable things that I do is coach kids, but, and you're a kid too, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, as you get to be mature, your goals start to dial in a lot more. So what other goals what other goals would you have like academically right now?
I'm trying to have all A's and B's, which is working out pretty well.
Okay.
I've always wanted to have all A's though, but I'm such a busy person. I really can't focus on that. But yeah, I'm just trying to keep A's and B's for now.
Yeah, I try to talk to my athletes. Most of them that are really successful athletically are usually pretty successful in the classroom as well. There's a few that don't, but most people do. They discipline themselves no matter what it is. They discipline the classroom, they discipline, especially in a sport like swimming or long distance running or something that takes discipline to focus and just dial in on a craft, right? So I expect that you guys, my swimmers are always they're good students. So I kind of wanted to show that off a little bit, but we have a lot of cool things coming up. We're gonna watch this video later, and we'll see how much more focused your goals are going to get, because they will. You'll start to accomplish something, and then and then it'll just start narrowing in on more really focused goals and less like kind of want to go to the States. You're going to want that one thing. You're going to want to get to one thing, and you'll get to it, and then you're going to want to do the next and the next and the next, and it starts to get real skinny.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, as a freshman, it's good, big, bright eyes, and you want to look forward though. Put the blinders on for all the extra social stuff, because it's going to take a knock. I'm telling you right now, that's the first thing my strength and conditioning coach saw me come into college. His name is Joel St. Cyr. He goes, I did all my testing. I had a really good spring game, and they knew that was a pro prospect immediately. They were like, I want to meet with you first. Mm-hmm. And the first person I met with, he said, I'm telling you right now, you have an opportunity. It's all going to hinge on what you do with your social life at this point. That's it. And then if you know that up front, and I'm warning you, like, it's going to take a hit. That means partying, all this other people are doing that you're looking at them like, oh my gosh, could I be really missing this? But guess what? You are on a path that everyone's going to be watching you, watching you. You're not going to be watching them. You're not. And it feels really good at this age now that I go, yeah, people used to come to my games. I'm sorry I wasn't at their parties. Sorry I wasn't there, but the dialed in, like they were always like, gosh, I wish I could have just focused a little bit more like you did. And I wasn't much more talented than other kids. I just I had a ability to want to do something so badly that that it took me over. And then I
Mhm.
just kind of like used that as inspiration for other people. I wasn't a very big vocal leader. But I wish I was a little bit more vocal, so maybe I could bring a couple more people along.
Mhm.
But I know I wasn't going to break, and I just feel like if I could be an inspiration to you in any ways, that my true story is that that's how I really, really was. And I mean, I didn't no party, not in college, not once, not at one time. Um, and I went through college, and all my teammates were, you know, taking two steps forward during the week of practice, and then they go to the weekend, they take a step back, and I wasn't. I was in bed. I had my little cult following, my people that understood what I was about, and they would jump in with me. One guy's name is Jeff Crowley, another guy's name is Andy Alsop, another guy's name was Kem Nuosu, and that was like my crew. And then all of us were just highly successful. We were the ones that, when the pro scouts came in, they were following us around at practice, and then everybody was like, and I'm getting media guide covers and stuff like that. That was all, and there was a lot of jealousy through that. I came my own teammates talking trash, but I had bigger goals.
Mhm.
Even if I didn't accomplish them, I was building character along the entire way. So I just want to come back a couple months away from now and check this video and see how much more dialed in, and how much when I ask you your goal, you're gonna be like, this is my exact goal for this year. These are my short-term goals and my long-term goals. And that's going to be fun to watch. So
Mhm.
from Pre-Spn Studios at in the basement of the crib here, we're going to probably cut off right here. We'll take a little bit of a break. I'm going to bring on Coach Cotter in a second, and we're going to talk to him about what he does in his process with you girls. So we're going to cut it right there. 2, 1.